Hi there, welcome to Akasha Wellness Online. This is week 8. So today we're going to explore another forward fold, standing forward fold. This forward fold takes us into testing our stability a little bit more. So we've done forward fold with feet hip distance apart. We've done wide leg forward fold. And now we're going to explore Parsvottanasana, which is pyramid pose. So I'll take you through this without props first, and then I'll bring in our friendly chair and we'll have a look at it from that perspective as well. So I'm going to work side on. So I start in Tadasana, feet hip distance apart, toes facing straight ahead, and just feel your balance and your evenness here. And then I'm going to step my left foot forward a little. Those toes are going to stay at 90 degrees straight ahead. And I'm going to step my right foot back. Now, I have my feet a little narrower than hip distance apart. But you can keep your feet at hip distance apart. So you've got a little bit of distance like this between the feet. The closer that your feet come together, if I put my feet like they were on train tracks, that's going to test my balance even more. So wherever you're at with your balance, you can either step them closer together or you can step this back foot out a little bit. I would suggest you always, when you're getting to know a shape, allow yourself space to explore it first. And then once you understand the shape and understand how to get in and out of it, then you can start to work with the shape and its parameters so you can challenge yourself a little bit more within the shape. And that goes for all of the yoga shapes. So we're kind of just stepping into that territory together today. Okay, so from Tadasana, we've stepped our left foot forward, toes straight ahead. My right foot is stepped back. Now you can see that I don't have a really big distance here. So I'm very happy and stable in both feet. This back heel is not off the ground, it's on the ground comfortably. And I want to be able to feel both feet really plugged into the earth. Now, if I had a clock around me, these back toes would be turned out to somewhere in between 5 and 10 past. So just turn that out. So that will slightly externally rotate that leg, which allows me to really plug into that back foot, drop back down into the heel. Now you can see I've got a little, while I'm talking, I micro bend this front knee because that keeps me really stable. Like I've said in the other shapes, as soon as I bend my knee a little bit, it drops me down into the earth. With this shape, we are working with straight legs, but I don't want to lose that connection into the earth, and I definitely don't want to push back into that knee and lock that joint up, because then I lose connection to the earth. So there's always a softness around my knees, and then I lift up through the quad muscles on both legs. So just have the hands on the hips here and feel where your hip bones are. We want the hips to be facing like headlights straight out in front. So in essence, I have to pull this hip back a little bit to allow this front hip to come forward a little bit and then really plug into the feet on the ground. Relax the shoulders, the tongue, the jaw, the eye gaze straight ahead. Hands on hips, and just take 2 breaths just feeling this shape. Nice expansive with the inhale, exhale, draw the navel back, feel the feet plugging into the ground. Inhale, lift up, as if you're bringing energy from the earth up. And exhale, draw the navel back. Now I'm going to inhale, raise my arms like we do in Urdhva Hastasana. And then I'm going to exhale, keep my biceps next to my ears, keep my legs straight, and come straight down to waist height. Now I need to keep finding this balance with my hips. So from here, bring your hands back to your hips, Pull back, lift up through the outer edge of this left hip to allow that back hip to drop down. What we're looking for is a nice even pelvis here, but it all takes time. And also, we need space in this hamstring. If you're only feeling your hamstring here, bend this knee ever so slightly and give yourself a little bit more space. Take another inhale. And then exhale, I continue to fold down as if I'm pouring myself over that front leg. My hands come down to the ground, either side of that foot, and I gaze at my shin. Take 3 breaths here. To come out of this shape, I simply bend the knee, which raises my torso. Bring my hands back to my hips, push down into that front foot, and lift up. Step the feet back together. You're back in Tadasana. Take 3 breaths and feel yourself back in the center. Now, before I move on to a variation with stool, we'll do the other side. So I am facing the other direction, just so you can see me. You can stay facing in the same direction. Start in Tadasana. Step the right foot forward. Spread the toes, 90 degrees. Step the left foot back. Toes, if we had a clock, the toes now would be out at about 10 to or 5 to the hour. Remember, if you're feeling wobbly here, allow yourself distance between the legs. Have the hands on the hips and really anchor down through the feet for 2 breaths. Inhale as if you're drawing energy up through the legs. Exhale, draw the navel back. Eye gaze is soft, straight ahead. And then I'm going to inhale, raise my arms, palms facing each other. Keep my biceps next to ears as I exhale. As I exhale, I start drawing my navel back before I start the movement. So that's going to stabilize my core and my lower back. Reach out at waist height. Bring the hands onto the hips. Draw the outer edge of this right hip back. Allow the back hip to soften forward. Take an inhale. And then exhale, fold down over your leg. Release. Release the head and neck. Release the hands. Roll the shoulders up away from the ears and take 3 breaths. To come out, bend that front knee, eye gaze at the ground. Push into that foot, lift up to waist height, hands on hips. Continue to push into the foot. Continue to come all the way up. Step the feet together, hip distance apart. Tadasana. Again, if you come up and you're dizzy, just soften the knees. You can bring the hands to prayer. Move the head and neck a little. And once the dizziness has passed, you can open up back in Tadasana and take your breaths. Give yourself a smile. Now, if you are playing around with this shape and you find that you meet a lot of tightness through your legs, which is usually what we meet when we first start working with hamstrings especially. So I'll just show you on one side. I'll do the same side as I just did. My foot setup is exactly the same as it would be. My left toes are 90 degrees. Actually I'm doing the other side. It doesn't matter which side I'm doing. If you're doing this, you'll do both sides. My back foot is 5 past 10 past the hour. Exactly the same, earth down through the feet. Take a nice big inhale. A nice long exhale. Relax the shoulders, the tongue, the jaw. One more breath here. And then you can inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, draw the outer edge of the front hip back. So you're nice and long through the spine. Now you may just bring your hands onto the chair here and relax the shoulders, and that may be where you work. You may really softly bend this front knee if you need to, but continue to lift up through that hip and lengthen that hip back. And that will rearrange the pelvis. As soon as you get that length through here, this back hip drops down and you'll feel the spine is more even. That's what we're looking for. And these are constant adjustments as the body changes. So you can either stay up high or you can come down lower. You can put your forehead on the chair here and relax the shoulders. Sometimes when we're getting used to these shapes, having the upper body working as well, it can feel a little too much. So you can just relax the shoulders here. Now again, you can have that knee slightly bent, or you can have the leg straight, but not locking. My back leg is actively lifting kneecap, as if lifting thigh muscles up to groin. Take one more breath. And then bring the hands next to the head, push down to come up, bend the knee, push into the foot to come all the way up. Step the feet back to Tadasana and take 3 breaths. Just feeling. Now if you're doing that, make sure you do the other side as well to keep yourself nice and balanced. Thank you so much for exploring Parsvottanasana with me, and I look forward to seeing you next week.